I can't... It's really hard to scan you. You're so fast. I should really try to head you off. It's so fast that I can't even catch up with it to scan it. It feels like a dick move just to put it in stasis. Hey. Oh, do I not scan you at all anyway? Because you're... I guess I already kind of know about it, huh? From the alien scans. Well. Huh. That's interesting. I think I'm gonna want an air source down here. I don't know how long I'm gonna be down here. Go down, then... Up! That's a wall. That was not on the side I thought I was on. Oh, that was weird. When I fell into the water, it did the hand swiping animations. Alright, so they're even talking about everything being unusually passive in there, so I should not be at risk. It is 1,500 meters down, but I think I upgraded the... I think I upgraded you to be 1,700 meters? So I think we're safe down there. Yeah, 1,700 meters. Further reinforcing the idea that this must be the end. This is the final alien facility that they told me to look for. And I've reached maximum upgrades, as far as I can tell, for my vehicles. Especially since I don't think I didn't even have to unlock the upgrades, did I? The depth upgrades themselves, you had to get one by one, I think, but the modification station upgrades that made them Mark 2 and 3 and stuff, I don't think you had to unlock those. They were just always there. Which seems to give the game a pretty concrete length. You are fucking massive, and you've been swimming in circles for a very long time, haven't you? Because you're just stuck in this small cage that's about as long as you are, honestly. Like, the length of the creature is comparable to the length of this entire area, so that's rough. Aquariums always weird me out. My brother makes aquariums and stuff too, and I'm always weirded out by how large the fish can be compared to the tank it's in sometimes, where I'm just like, that just feels like a trap. Oh. There's a bunch of ribbed eggs down there. We got rabbit rays, we got sand sharks, we got assholes. A lot of surface stuff, just across the board. I kind of misspoke before. I talked about the peepers going up and down so far and how that could be... Like, wow, those peepers can survive such crushing pressure. But when you think about it, like... If these are water sources that are separate from everything else, that means that the water pressure doesn't really apply the same way. Like, this is its own separate tank, so water... This is a water pressure comparable to the surface of, the planet, not 1,500 meters down. It might, I don't know. If I didn't have the upgrade, it still might crush my prawn suit, because I don't know if they implemented the mechanics that way. But overall, like, as far as I can tell, there should not be 1,500 meters of pressure here, because I'm currently only like 100 meters deep in the water, and it's not attached to the rest of the water. So, like, that's just not... As far as I'm aware, that's not how pressure works. It just means that this is a separate tank. Seems to be a lot of resources you can grab around here, if you need them. Is that mineable, or is that just a rock? That's just a rock.
The plant life in this area is growing outside its normal conditions. Other life forms fertilizing and pruning the vegetation may be offsetting this environmental deficit.
Everything's currently living in weird situations. There's definitely lots of peepers. And the peepers are like cultivating this place, aren't they? They bring biodiversity down here and expel it. And they feed it to the larger creature, they feed it to the ecosystem itself. There's a Reginald. And a hoverfish. Let's read about those. I still haven't read the hoverfish. That stands out to me as one of the weird ones I still haven't gotten to. It's so weird because it looks like a drone. Hoverfish. A small, cautious herbivore, commonly found in kelp-rich environments. Charged foot pads. 6 unique limb appendages feature charged pads capable of ionizing the surrounding water. The hoverfish uses this ability to maintain its position against currents as it feeds from kelp and lichen. It's edible. It does what? So it uses the polarization of water, which water's already pretty polar to begin with. There's even gel sacks in here. It uses that to maintain its positioning. That's just really interesting, weird details. So far, not much indication of new things around here. This would be probably a good chance to get caught up on my scans if I'd miss out on anything.
Environment scans indicate the water here is rich with a rare, plankton-like life form which depends on the organic detritus produced by the ecosystem around it.
What is this rare plankton-rich life form? Is that what we're saying the Sea Emperor is eating all the time? Is it filter feeds? And it is green. It's very green in here. Oh hey, there's a whole passage over here. For wanting my help, the Sea Emperor is weirdly passive, actually. It hasn't really said anything since the initial comment. And it's just kind of hanging out. Ah, whoa! Yeah, the moment I went from ocean environment to the game's internal, like, buildings environment, the game chugged so hard. Because it can handle those kinds of environments so much better. It's probably because there's so many unique assets, but also like so many chunks that has to load in to make the level run. There's the filters we knew about. Will I see a peeper come out? Oh, I can scan it. Aquarium pipe access point. I saw a peeper come out for a second there. An access point to the alien piping system transporting water to and from the containment facility. Peepers are using the pipe network to travel to and from the surface. You get 3 chances to scan this. Once on the surface, once here, and then once when you see the pipes themselves in profile. Hey, peeper. Come here. There's one. There he goes. There you go. Look at you saving the goddamn planet. What's that? An ion cube? And what is that? A thing that needs ion cubes? Okay. Another portal, huh? Always save first, right? I say having not saved for the last 40 minutes. I don't know why I'm poking around weird corners so much instead of the more obvious. Oh. Okay. This just takes me back upstairs. Huh. Huh. I think I have an idea why that's there mechanically. They might have put it there to save your prawn suit. Because you can swim. This whole area is full of water, so it's a little weird that they have that portal there, right? But, one, for the aliens, it might have been an alternate entryway, in case they needed to seal that one thing, because that thing has a lowering platform that they use to cover the hole. So they might have closed that sometimes. And this would be an alternate way for the aliens to walk in and enter for other reasons. Maybe a more stealthy one. Because I think the Sea Emperor might not be able to... I don't know, it looks like it might be able to fit through this chamber, but not through there, maybe. It's something. But mechanically, I think it's there for your prawn suit. Because if you got this far, and you brought your prawn suit, and it was able to survive at this depth, and you did what I did just now, basically, but you didn't give your prawn suit, like, the grappling arm and jump jet upgrades, then you might not be able to actually get back out of here without that portal. Yeah, because look at this. This is carefully staircase shaped. You could climb up this in the prawn suit, even without any upgrades. then walk over there and take the ion cube they gave you for free to open the portal, and then you could get your prawn suit out of here if it was stuck. I think that's more or less why they made that chunk. That's my guess. Well, it's just a theory. Hey, brain coral. Ah, I didn't need air supply. I have brain coral, which always produces a little bit more slowly than I want it to. And I'm so good at getting to a brain coral right between the intervals. It only gives you 7 oxygen? Whoa. Brain coral is actually a really slow form of regeneration. It felt way faster before because I had way less air. Remember when I wasn't crafting air tanks because I thought that since we were clearly in a wetsuit we must already have air tanks? I thought those were like supplemental air tanks, like you could switch them out or something. I didn't know at the beginning that the me and my lack of oxygen was me not having an air tank at all. Whoops. Gonna get comments about that for the next 5 years, because people like to say what everyone else already said. Haha. There's a cave in here. Rabbit rays. You're new. Sea crown. Is that the rare organism they were talking about? This plant consists primarily of a large bladder-like sac containing a huge variety of bacterial species. I think that this is what they were talking about, actually, yeah. Which may enable it to break down... Shares large sections of genetic code with a membrane tree. Environment scans indicate this plant is rare to the point of extinction. Well, shit. Look at you. Yeah, it is clearly similar to the membrane tree. It looks kind of like a man-o-war. World virus. I need paper. Yay! I'm gonna have paper now. I can't scan the papyrus, so maybe I already have.
Gabe's feather, that's something I've seen before. Oh, they're all over the place here. To the point of extinction, but there's a bunch of it here. Okay, it's getting a little dark and spooky down here now. It's full of that creature. The bacterial organism that seems to be maybe what's keeping this area so healthy for a lot of different creatures, including the Sea Emperor.
This area so healthy for a lot of different creatures, including the Sea Emperor. Seem to have said this, the Sea Emperor is well beyond its expected lifespan, which means we better get this planet fucking cured, because that thing's probably not gonna live much longer. That's its own problem to think about. I like the sand sharks are mad at me. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I want to pet you. Come here. Come back here, you pangolin shark. Might be it for my findings for now. Yeah. Let's go reacquire my air source and walk it over towards the eggs so I can take a look at the eggs. Hey, coral tube. You're exploitable for resources. There's also lots of mushrooms. The acid shrooms. This is chill. Just make a base down here. Actually a bad place for a base because there's no resources here, really. Just some biodiversity and some coral tubes and whatnot. I think even these can't even get these. They're some sort of generic rock. Hey. These are sea emperor eggs. Shell. Uncommonly strong shell lining. Organic growth on the exterior suggests these eggs may be hundreds or thousands of years old. Alien tubes. Alien devices penetrate the outer shell layer, likely designed to supply them with nutrients and isolate them for the surrounding environment. Amniotic sac. Like many eggs on 4546b, these do not contain any nutrient supply, which is slowly exhausted by the embryo. Instead, they exist in a form of natural stasis, awaiting appropriate hatching conditions. Fetal organism. There's a high genetic match between these organisms and the Leviathan in the vicinity. They appear to be stable and healthy. It is likely that ideal hatching conditions for the eggs vary considerably from ideal survival conditions for the parent. We need to figure out how to hatch the eggs so that we can have more of that. Ah, okay. Sorry, I just didn't realize you were staring at me. It's very startling to have you. Huh. I guess you can sit, huh? Goes and sits down on that hill. It's really startling to turn around and just see that behind you. Really happy that you guys had me play this before I had access to VR. I don't need that in my life, like seeing that to scale. The problem is that there's a very real chance that I may have VR by the time the Subnautica expansion sequel thing comes out. So I'm like, ah, shit. Don't want to think about that, do I? Hatching enzymes. The emperor specimen's eggs are attached to some form of incubator. It is, in a normal life cycle, is it just a random fish? It seems likely the sea emperors would have calm down. Would have buried their egg in shallower waters where different organic materials in the soil would have triggered a hatching response. The incubator suggests the aliens had resorted to developing artificial hatching enzymes which would simulate the egg's natural hatching environment, but were unable to discover the formula. With extensive information on the sea emperors themselves, it may be possible to fabricate an artificial hatching enzyme using indigenous ingredients. However, the only surviving source of information may be the sea emperor itself. You're maybe losing me a little bit. I'm going to make a hatching enzyme that the aliens couldn't figure out how to do when their entire race was dying. I'm just like some asshole, aren't I? Alright, if you want to say something to me, maybe...
30 seconds.
Oh, do you just land for a moment when... Oh god, I'm about to suffocate. Do you just land for a moment when I'm about to, when I'm looking at your eggs? I think that's it. I think she just lands to watch me when I'm looking at the eggs. They gave you a little roost to land on, didn't they? Alright, well I need to quickly... Maybe not that quickly, but I need to go deal with my water situation. Part of me wishes the, this wasn't part of the game. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, that was... I couldn't tell what was happening. I almost wish the game took place on a different time scale when you're inside of a building. Like, all of its simulations for its meters just slowed down. Well, basically just food and water consumption went down. Because, when you're going around in the world and you're just exploring and crafting and getting resources and whatnot, it makes sense that video games take place on an accelerated time scale where day and night happens faster and your food and water is depleted faster and so on, because it makes the game more interesting. If you only had to eat like once or twice in a 24-hour cycle in real time, then food would not feel like that big of a deal. Not unless the simulation itself also made food as hard to get as it is in real life. Like the animals you had to genuinely hunt and they spook easily and they'd really escape. and you'd lose track of them and stuff like that, or like it was other stuff that made it really hard. Yay, nothing's draining it. That was the last one. But of course, nobody wants to, at least a lot of people, don't want to play a simulator that takes place in real time. Because that would be so slow. That would be so slow. Like, people always joke about, haha, I played Skyrim for 300 hours. But like that would be a game where a 300-hour playthrough would be normal because of how the pacing would just be so slow. So I get why they accelerate day-night cycles and any requirements for like sleep or food or water, generally speaking. I just wish that games in these genres would I can't fit that in there. I wish that games in these genres would significantly slow down their simulations whenever you're in a lore location, basically. Especially if the game's single player, so it doesn't have to sync up with anybody else's simulation anyway. Documents you're giving me, and you're doing a bunch of storytelling and stuff, but I have to keep taking trips back to my sources of food and water because I took a little too long to read 3 documents. Now I gotta go back, and so it would serve everyone to change the simulation at that point. So I feel like the developer themselves doesn't necessarily want you to be making these extraneous trips and interrupting your exploration of a completely non-threatening lore dump building. But the process of exploring this place is longer than the amount of food and water your character generally has. Just a thought. Be interesting if how that'd be manifested too. Yeah, you could literally slow down the entire day-night cycle and your food processing and so on. You'd essentially be a different mode. It's kind of like how the whole game transitions between 2 different modes whenever you are in or out of water. And sometimes it fucks up and it kicks you out of your Cyclops, and the game still thinks you're not in water, which is interesting. So gravity still applies normally, and you slam into the ground and take damage, and you do not consume oxygen, but you can walk, and you're walking on the floor making the same sounds you make when you walk inside the Cyclops. Those are weird moments. Are you gonna land again? So she lands whenever I do that, but when I tried to approach her, she just went back to swimming. So she doesn't want me to walk up to her and talk to her. Admittedly, she talks telepathically, so approaching her is not really a thing. She wants me to go in there? Wait, is there an in there? Up there. Probably up there. Oh. Ion cube. Hi. This is awkward. I don't have an ion cube. Is there another one up here? Otherwise I'm gonna have to go back and grab one. There's a portal over here. Arch. Scans indicate this arch was left inactive when the facility was abandoned. It likely served as an access point to the surface of the planet. It's much too small for the Emperor to pass through, but would accommodate smaller life forms. So the Emperor can't go through there, but I can, and its babies can. Oh. And since this is a network of teleporters, its babies would have... No. I was thinking its babies could potentially have access to, like, everything, basically, on the planet. But a lot of that stuff's above water. The other teleporters are mostly not underwater. This one's the unusual one. That's interesting. What temperature is it in here? I'm definitely not getting the fiery screen. I'm curious about the temperature in here. Huh. I might as well mine more ion cubes. I could go back to the Cyclops, but I'm already basically going back at that point anyway, so I might as well just take this with me. Whoa, my thrusters go really high now. They basically make it all the way to the surface on their own. And I can make up the difference like this. Wow. Well, finally got my chance to test out those upgrades. What are you attaching to? What are... Oh. Oh, my thrusters does not make me go any higher. Thank goodness it has legs, because mobility options are way less effective above water. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was noticing how strong those thrusters were necessarily because I've been mostly above water with it. And it sucks above water at that stuff. Alright, give me more ion cubes. I had the mistake of taking the leftover ones back to the base. Makes sense they'd give me this. Especially since ion cubes can't be used for that many things, just for cooler batteries. So aside from making a bunch of cooler batteries, it isn't going to break the ecosystem of the game necessarily. But giving me the ability to craft a whole bunch of them, to get an infinite supply of them from that, means if I ever somehow ran out of tablets or didn't find enough tablets, and there's any other alien structures left in the game, either in this facility or elsewhere in the game, that I need to have access to, they gave me that infinite supply. Which is further one of those things you generally do when the player's basically beating the game. So this feels really final. Like this may not be the ending, but if nothing else, this is probably the Triforce hunt, and I'm about to get like I'm about to like earn the right to the Master Sword, and then I can deal with the final challenge or whatever. Trying to figure out how to hatch the eggs. Whoa, that was a warp.
My young need to hatch, to play outside this place. We have been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. I asked them for this freedom, but they could not hear me. If you help us, I will give you freely what the others tried in vain to take.
So it sounds like the aliens may have not understood what to do because they weren't. Well, they weren't. Wait, weren't the aliens telepathic? Are your tentacles going through the stuff? No, they're not. They're wrapping around it. So, for whatever reason, the aliens could not understand her. Or I can. Maybe it's because they were telepathic and I'm not, and maybe two telepathic creatures of different physiologies have interference with each other. Whereas me not being telepathic means I'm just a vessel to scream into. Insert hatching enzymes. Do I know the hatching enzymes? I don't think I do. How do I get the hatching enzymes? Trying to close everything. Everything stays open. Do I need enzymes in here to hatch the eggs? Can you tell me how to make the hatching enzymes? Ah! Okay. That was concerning. I just got slapped by your tentacle, but I guess you're not very dangerous. Ah, that was just an uncomfortable roar moment where I'm like, it's coming for me. That was an aggressive sound and aggressive animation. but it's just blowing some sand away. So there's another ion cube pedestal there. Just gonna fill up on that air real quick.
Captain.
I'm already 1/3 down on water. It's amazing how fast it goes down. Whoa! The sand shark did the thing. It whatever the weird like elastic band to like fly across the arena thing as it happens sometimes. Place needs a lot of ion cubes.
With the passage you have opened, my young can leave this place. But first they must feel the time is right and break free of their shells. This is what the others could not force from me. To you, I give the secret willingly.
Oh, new blueprint. How did you even transmit that to me? Hatching enzymes.
Blueprint acquired.
Eye stalk seed, ghost weed seed, bulb bush sample, fungal sample. Okay. That's pretty manageable. I gotta see where this portal goes. Alright, let's get working these hatching enzymes. But first I didn't take some samples. So ghost weed is gonna be from the ghost areas. That makes perfect sense. What are the other ones? Fungal sample is vague. Maybe from the fungal forest? Do I just go to old places the portals go to? It said sea crown, right? Yeah. There we go. Taking two. One to grow the thing in my own so I can grow one up at the surface, and one so I can make the recipe. They're suggesting I use the portal, but I think I might want to go back to the surface actually, back up to where all my portals were and check out those ones because here we go. Oops. I'll put those in there. I'll try where this portal goes, find out. But I'm gonna want to probably come back and check out the portals that are upstairs, because they'll take me to some of the places I need to go to. Where do you go? Let's see how quietly I can open this can. Not that. Oh, not that quietly. That wasn't good on the microphone. That last bit. Where the fuck am I? Wait, how close am I to that Reaper? Isn't that the one I had to go around and circle around? Huh. I guess there's a if anything goes wrong, I'm running straight in that thing. I have so many beacons now. Where's the island? Mountain Island. 400 meters that way. So kind of in that direction. I think the Reaper's that way, right? Like I think I'm pretty close to the Reaper that attacked me and killed the first Dialet, which had not been named yet, but retroactively became Dialet 1. Is this the submarine platform from way earlier? Oh my god. Yeah, because that's the elevator that shot me down 100 meters. And then I checked out the enforcement platform and its portal and everything. This was the scary door that I couldn't bring my... I went to the precipice of it. I couldn't bring myself to go out of it. I was spooked by it. And right, if I walked up, I would have seen that. Well, in my defense... Oh, there's a warper. In my defense, I think I did come out here, but it was too dark. I don't think the sun was up. Like, I would have seen a cool arch right there. There's the... It's probably the warper that's always bothering me around this island. It'd be nice if it could just not attack me right now. I'm trying... We're on the same side, warper, aren't we? Aren't I here to solve all your problems, basically? No sign of the Reaper. We're right here. Well, it's a good thing I thought to make fifth one. Emperor portal. I think I spelled it right. There we go. There's the Emperor portal. Right here. Useful information. We'll see how useful. Let's get back in there though. Alright, so we need to make this enzyme. And I may have made some very convenient choices. That'll help me make the enzyme. Hello. Don't mind me, I gotta go to the surface. Why don't make you're playing the creepy music thing around that thing. Why don't do that? Like this is where I have to like say like I swear to God I didn't know. I have not been looking things up about it or anything, but like I have an ice stock sample right there in my aquarium, don't I? Like I've already gathered it. Some of the other stuff is less specific though, like the... Oh wait, no. Oh, it's not as convenient as I thought it was I? Ghost weed. I don't think I have ghost weed. For a second there, I thought I had almost every sample in my aquarium back at home, and I was like, Jesus, all right, that's gonna make this ending weird. But no, I got the ghost tree or whatever it's called, the big one that has the red oil and stuff like that. That's the one that I have handy. Whereas I'm pretty sure, hello. I think the one I have handy is the... Are you tilted right now? Were you like that before? Maybe the dragon just kind of came by for a bit. So can I dock you now? There we go. This thing needs to be repaired. Oh no, I do have eye stock, I believe, at the base, but I don't think I have the ghost one. I believe that the ghost one I have is the one that gets the blood oil. So, whereas the ghost weed, I don't know if I have a sample of that anywhere. Let's see. It'll be interesting. I'll just start chucking the ingredients in here. All right.